Broncos in 02 and 03. Skip, I didn't see this. As a matter of fact, I didn't think it was very good because we played them in 02.
Yep.
No, 03, excuse me, my last year. Skip, he started the first game. We beat the brakes out of him. He ended up getting beat. Then started Doug Flutie. And now, I want people to understand this. Under Drew Brees' watch, they got an opportunity to draft Eli Manning. That means you got to be pretty bad to get the #1 overall pick. Am I right, Skip?
You're right.
I did not see this coming. Anybody that say they saw this coming from Drew Brees is lying. If Sean Payton tells you, Mickey Loomis, anybody in New Orleans, Skip, because he was only given a 10% chance of ever playing. He's supposed to be playing golf. His shoulder went the wrong way several times, trying to recover fumble the last game of the season against the Broncos one year. So, Skip, for him to do what he's been able to do at the size he's been able to do it, because he's really the first quarterback at that stature.
Yep.
Most quarterbacks 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", Skip, being able to throw over the top. But Drew has found a way to throw through lanes. He made it in vogue for guys like Russell Wilson, guys like a Baker Mayfield, a Kyler Murray. Because before all of those guys, it was this little 5'11", or however tall he is, Skip, guy.
I think he's...
6? You'll give 6 or 5'11"?
I think he's a little over 6. And I've stood next to him a number of times. He's a little taller than you think he is, but go ahead. He's still short for a quarterback.
Listed at 6 feet.
Yeah.
So that means he's 5'11" and a quarter. So whatever they list you as, it's not like the NBA, Skip. They actually list your actual height now.
They give him a little.
Skip, look, and watching him last night, it was surgical. Skip, this is ridiculous. I mean, okay, he has the most touchdown passes. He has the highest completion percentage in a season. He has the highest completion percentage for a year. He has the highest most passing yards for a career. Skip, he's not done. Tom, you're never going to have this record because if you look at it, Skip, let's be real, all the way 100. Drew Brees is playing at a higher level than Tom Brady, Skip. And the thing that he has in his favor is that what, Skip? Half of his games every year are played in what? A dome. And then he gets another game where, Skip? In Atlanta, in a dome. And then he gets another game what year? He might get rain in Tampa, but it's really nice. Now, he might get some cold weather, so that's the advantage that he has over Tom, is that he's playing 9 of his games every year in a climate-controlled building. Elements will never come into play. Well, Tom is playing in Foxborough. He got a game in New York also, and he got a game in Buffalo. So, Skip, the difference is 10 of his games, you never really know what kind of weather you're going to get. But this is unbelievable what he's been able to do. This many, and the thing is, Skip, you look at, okay, Phillip Rivers is at 395. You believe Phillip Rivers is going to throw for another 160 touchdowns? I do not. Ben Roethlisberger is at 365. Skip, and I think 365, and then you got Aaron Rodgers at 362. So, Skip, whomever, and I believe Drew, when he retires, will have this record. You're basically looking at Mahomes, but you got to have a lot of things, Skip. You look at Drew. Drew has really, this was the first injury that he had this year that caused him to miss a significant amount of time. Tom had the ACL, that caused him to miss an entire season. But for the most part, they show up with their lunch pail, they hard hat, they punch the time clock, and they do work. Skip, I believe Drew will end up with this record. He will have this record a lot longer than Peyton Manning did. Peyton had it for about 2.5 years, Skip, before Drew came along and broke it. He's going to have this. The only guy I can see that can come close right now is my homeboy. Nobody else is going to get close to that.
So I must have missed the story. Brady announced his retirement? I missed it. I did not know.
You believe?
Congratulations, Tom, on a great career. I'm sorry it's over.
Hold on.
Shannon Sharpe just retired you.
Let me ask you a simple question. Do you believe Tom Brady currently, right now, is playing at a higher level than Drew Brees?
I think he could pass Drew Brees in the next 2 games. That's what I think.
Where the hell is Drew Brees going? Did he retire?
Okay.
He has 2 games left too, right?
Okay, he's got 2 games on the road, and Tom's got 2 at home, including 1 against the Miami Dolphins.
And he got 1 against the Buffalo Bills.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, I won't be surprised if he throws 2 against the Bills and 4 against the Dolphins. I just won't be surprised.
How many are you going to throw against Carolina?
Well, who?
Drew.
Oh, I don't know. But he's got 2 fairly hard. At Tennessee is not easy. He might not throw any there.
Yeah, I mean, you want to bet? Hold on. Did you just see what D-Watt did?
Yeah. Okay, we'll see about that. Okay.
I'm penciling him in for 2
Okay,
victories.
my turn.
Okay.
So, I will concur with your big picture takeaway on Drew Brees, and I am with you. I went out of my way when I was a columnist at the Chicago Tribune to go up to Northwestern one Saturday because I just had to check out this kid at Purdue named Drew Brees. I just wanted to see what he looked like. and he looked smallish, and he didn't have much of an arm, so little man without a big arm, I'm thinking, I don't know. He was pretty athletic. He can move around a little bit because he's a pretty good athlete.
He was, yeah.
And he was very competitive because he loves to compete at basketball or tennis or whatever. He's hard to beat in any game of skill for a little side wager.
Right.
Okay, so I saw all that operating, but I didn't see Tom Brady. I didn't see Aaron Rodgers. I didn't see Joe Montana, even for a small man. And then to your point at San Diego, I just didn't see much of anything.
I didn't either.
I didn't see that coming, which is why Sean Payton, I'm sure he's got a big ego, as he should have. He's earned the right to have a big ego. But I think he takes a lot of credit for having made Drew what he is.
He should.
Okay, because he's still a little man without a big arm.
Right.
And yet how they do this is shocking to me. How they just keep, it's machine-like how they manufacture touchdown passes, especially in that dome.
Yeah.
Okay, now back to Brady's his tweet. It was not your typical, classy, way to go, Drew kind of tweet.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It came off like a little jerky, if you will. It came across like there was a little psycho Tom operating in there where that supremely proud, crazy competitive guy couldn't help himself when he hit send because he was basically saying, congrats, Drew, but it ain't over.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he was saying.
Yes.
Congrats, Drew, but don't forget about me. And he wasn't talking to Drew. He was talking to everybody else.
Yep.
It wasn't about Drew. It was about reminding everybody, I'm not done yet.
Right.
And the other part, the flip side of this was, I was shocked at how Drew reacted after the game because I thought he would go more Brady-esque and say, look, this is all nice, but we have much bigger goals this year.
Okay.
This is about us getting to that Super Bowl and winning that Super Bowl.
Correct.
And I thought he would make the whole postgame about, yeah, we're proud of this for this small moment here, but we got so much more to do. And instead, he embraced the moment like it was over, like he broke a record. Look, this is so weird right now because it's not like Barry Bonds passing Hank Aaron's 755 home runs, where Hank is long gone and there's nobody on Barry's tail, right?
Right. Skip, I was debating with a guy this morning. He was talking about the record. He said Tom Brady and Drew Brees going back and forth with the touchdown kind of reminds you of '98 when Barry Bonds and Sammy Sosa. I say it's not even close. I say because baseball records are storied. They mean something.
Okay.
That home run record, that consecutive game streak, nobody can tell you off the top of their head, Skip, how many rush yards did Emmitt Smith have? Or how many receiving yards did Jerry Rice have?
True.
But the baseball, Skip, that means something.
Okay. So Drew came across last night like he sees the finish line, like maybe this is his final year. And I'm sure they are just driven. They're on a mission to get even for what happened to them in the NFC Championship game and get to that Super Bowl. So I get that. But he didn't make it about that. He made it about him after the game. And it shocked me because it might be a last hurrah. Like, I got this even for a moment, so I'm going to be proud of it, at least for tonight.
Right.
Okay, now let's get back to these two marks that sit here at 541 for Drew and 538 for Tom Brady. Tom is also trying to remind everybody between the lines that his 538 are far more impressive than Drew's 541. Because remember, Drew Brees has played 10 fewer games, this is only regular season we're talking about, 10 fewer games than Tom Brady, and thrown 167 more passes than Tom has in his regular season career.
Wow.
So think about this, 10 fewer games than Tom, 167 more attempts than Tom. Why is that? Because Drew plays in a pass-crazy offense directed by one of the best play callers in football, who is just he is head over heels in love with throwing the football, Sean Payton, right? And to your point, he's playing in a climate-controlled dome with one of the loudest crowds in the country. And it can just explode with touchdown passes on that fast track. Once he gets going like he did last night, like Frank Reich said after the game, once he does this to everybody here, once he gets going, there's really not much you can do about it, right?
I mean, that was his 25th game in skipping, which he's had 4 touchdowns.